What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much.
Everybody knows who is Jim Carrey, and anyone has seen one of his movies. But today, specifically, we are going to talk about his life, his whole life, and of course, his mental issues. So get sit and feel welcome to the Jim Carrey biography.
Well, I guess we've found our man.
Okay, to start, Jim Carrey started his career as a comedian, a very good one. He was distinguished for his ability to move and use his face and body the way he wanted to. With time, he became a little more famous, being a guest in many shows where he did exactly the same as in his shows. He spent many years trying to be a Hollywood star, casting in many movies that never had success, like Rivas, Copper Mountain, etc.
53rd and 22nd. You know what that is?
But in 1984, his first leading role came. It was a sitcom called The Dog Factory, where he had an important role. But unfortunately, neither the character nor Jim had any luck. The show was cancelled and got kicked to the curb. Then he continued starring in films that nobody knows or will ever know. But slowly, he was developing the talent that made him famous all around the world. Of course, I'm talking about doing what he wants with his body and face. Then, the good time of Jim began, with Ace Ventura. For a lot of coincidence, he finally got his first opportunity of being a big Hollywood star.
Excuse me. Okay.
Then come The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, Batman, and many movies that helped him to go and be a big Hollywood star. But Jim is not just a comedian. In 1998, Jim made his first dramatic role, showing us how versatile he is, winning the Golden Globe Award for The Truman Show, a film where a new disease grew up, the Truman Show syndrome. Even with the time, Jim was still consecrated as a great comedian and a great dramatic actor for his many movies. But beautifully, everything that goes up falls down. And that's the moment where Jim's falls began. Jim's fall does not cover only his career, but also his mind. Firstly, about his career, Jim started getting many bad casts in movies that destroyed his career totally. But in 1999, Jim starred in Man on the Moon, playing the role of a comedian Andy Kaufman. A really good movie where everyone had a great time. Well, maybe not everybody. In the documentary Jim and Andy, we discovered that Jim was absorbed by his character and he didn't leave it during the shooting. It went to the point where they couldn't talk to the real Jim Carrey to organize filming dates. Even to the point where he argued with the Kaufman's father as if they were the real father and son.
I'm angry because I love you. I'm not angry because I want to try to not give you support. Too late! Too late!
At the point that he provoked a professional fighter because he wanted to be hit by him, just because Kaufman did the same thing years ago. All this madness was growing through the years and Jim began to go crazy and have nihilistic, mystical delusions.
This is what started happening all over the place, this kind of crazy melodrama happening here.
For a lot of fashion weeks, this is the first time I've run into Jim Carrey. Wait, tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. There's no meaning to any of this. So
I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
He also began to imagine that the Illuminati people was making his life miserable. This doesn't seem to be serious, or at least this shouldn't have consequences for the rest of the world. But the main problem is that Jim Carrey is no more than an anti-vaccine.
What happened after 1989?
Why did they
That warranted 26 more vaccines.
Agreed.
Are all of them absolutely necessary?
They want to make money.
Of course.
Although the most serious problem that he had to go through was when his girlfriend committed suicide. Her friend's family accused him for being responsible for his death, so it went a really hard step for Carrey. Doctors diagnosed him with ADHD and depression, a very hard depression. To channel his depression, he also paints in pictures, and in addition, it seems that he's returning back to the cinema with many movies, a Sonic movie or some series in Netflix. So he's having a comeback, and it seems to have a good future. Jim has been carrying this depression and ADHD since he was just a little kid. But with the help of doctors and psychologists and his own help, this has been very easy for him. You can see it in his documentaries or interviews, maybe in this documentary in Netflix, where he talks about his depression and how he fight against it. Maybe painting pictures, or with the medications, reading, acting, all this can help him. Doctors say that he was passing through a very stressful step when he was having this bad time with all these failed movies. That was very bad, and very bad step for Jim. Yeah, I know that this video looks like a disorder and that it doesn't match with all the rest of the videos that I have made. But trust me, this video will have a lot of sense in the next videos. Just stay here and see the next videos to understand why I'm doing this new way to do the videos. Carrey is fighting against his depression, his mental disorders that are all up. Yeah, if Jim could, I think you can. Bye.
In case I don't see you. Good afternoon, good evening, good... Yeah.